Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazing. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today in this lesson I am going to explain, I am going to help you master how to change a direct speech into indirect when the reported speech is an interrogative sentence, when it is a question, how to change it into indirect speech. That is exactly what we are going to learn, we are going to master. So without wasting any time, let's do it. So guys, in the last lesson we talked about what is direct speech, what is indirect speech, what are the things we change to change a direct speech into indirect speech, how to change the pronoun of the direct speech, how to change the verb, how to backshift it, why do we do it, what are the adverbs of place and time that we change, right? We talked about everything in detail. So if you are at the basic level, if you do not know what is direct and indirect speech, was that previous lesson that will explain you what is direct speech, what is indirect speech, how to change direct into indirect, and a lot of new things, right? It will explain you everything. In this lesson, we'll specifically talk about how to change direct speech into indirect when the reported speech, the part that you are narrating to somebody else, the part coming from the original speaker, you are narrating it to somebody else, is a question, is an interrogative sentence. When such is the case, how to change the direct speech to indirect? That's exactly what we are going to talk about. So we know a direct speech is a way to narrate what somebody said using the exact words of the speaker. You do not change anything. And the reported part, the part that's coming from the original speaker, has quotation marks around it, right? The reported part comes within quotation marks. As you can see, she said to me, I trust you a lot. These words are coming directly from the speaker and we have quotation marks around it, right? This part is coming within quotation marks and we use a comma to separate this part from the rest of the sentence, right? This part is called the reported speech, and the part that you say, right, you say, this clause is called the reporting speech. You are reporting it, right? She said to me, subject, reporting verb, to preposition me is the object, right? Indirect speech is a way to narrate what somebody said, but not using the exact words of the speaker. You change a couple of things. You change the pronoun of the reported speech, you change the tense, you change the adverbs, right? How to do that was the previous lesson. Okay, now let's talk about an interrogative sentence. What is an interrogative sentence? It's a sentence that is used to ask a question, right? Now, why do we ask questions? We ask questions to know something that we do not know, right? That's why it's a question. Now guys, there are two types of interrogative sentences. Number one, sentences that can be answered in simple yes or no. These sentences start with helping verbs like is, am, are, has, have, are, was, were, in all the helping verbs we have in English. And the second types of interrogative sentences are sentences that cannot be answered in simple yes or no. They have to be explained. You need to justify the answer. Examples. What are you studying? What are you studying? Can you say yes? What are you studying? Yes. It does not make any sense. What are you studying? No, it does not make any sense. Do you still love me? Yeah, I do. Yes, it makes sense. Do you still love me? No. Perfect. Not a problem, right? So we have two types of interrogative sentences. Now, let me show you the examples of interrogative sentences into direct and indirect speech. And let me tell you, when an interrogative sentence comes in reported speech, right, it gets changed into assertive sentence. It doesn't remain a question anymore. It changes into an assertive sentence, and the question mark has to go away. It has to be replaced with a period. All right, let me show you some examples. Direct speech. My uncle said to me, what are you studying? My uncle said to me, what are you studying? So this is the reporting speech. You are saying it. You're not the speaker. These are your words. My uncle said to me, what are you studying? These words are coming from your uncle directly. This is the reported speech. Okay, and it is coming under quotation marks, and this is separated using a comma. Simple. My uncle said to me, what are you studying? Can I say yes, no? I can't. I have to answer. I have to explain. Second example. She asked me, do you still love me? She asked me, do you still love me? This is the reporting speech, reporting subject, the reporting verb, object, right? This is the reported speech. This part is coming from the original speaker. That's not what I am saying. She asked me, this is the part that she asked. She asked me, do you still love me? Right? Again, it's a question, and this question can be answered in simple yes or no. And as you can see, it is starting with the helping verb do. All right. Now, how to change them? Let's see how to change them. First one, my uncle said to me, what are you studying? My uncle asked me. So the reporting verb has to be changed into asked, ask, or inquire, right? If it is already ask or inquire, do not change it. If it is not ask or inquire, change it into ask or inquire. All right. My uncle said to me, my uncle asked me, what are you studying? Okay. When you have a question that cannot be answered in yes or no, how do you change into an assertive sentence? You keep the WH family word, what, which is what. My uncle asked me what. You place the subject first, then the verb, all right? And you replace the question mark with a period, okay? And obviously, we are not using the comma and the quotation marks. These things are gone. My uncle asked me what I was studying. Now, why was? My uncle said to me, what are you studying? Who is you? You is referring to me, and that is me, right? And the subject of a sentence, of a clause, is always first person pronoun. My uncle asked me what I. You is changed into I. It has to come before the verb, and that is how you make an assertive sentence. If we place it after the verb, it will remain a question, and we do not want a question. We want a statement, an assertive sentence, right? And that is why we're placing the subject before the verb. My uncle asked me what I, that's me, what I was studying, not are. He might have asked me this question, let's say a year ago, or let's say 6 months ago. This might not be relevant, right? I might have completed my studies, right? This might not be relevant now, and that is why we back shift the tense. That is why present continuous tense, are studying, has been changed into was studying past continuous tense. You can watch my previous video. I've explained everything about back shifting of the tenses. All right. Second example. She asked me, do you still love me? She asked me, ask is already there, so we don't have to change the reporting verb. She asked me if I still loved her. Now, if the question starts with a helping verb and can be answered with simple yes or no, we replace the helping verb with if or whether. She asked me if I still loved her, everything remains the same. She asked me if you changes into I, right? Who is you? That is me. She asked me if I still love changes into loved. Simple present, simple past, me. Do you still love me? Who is me? She, right? The objective case of she, her. She asked me if I still loved her. All right. Now, if the interrogative sentence cannot be answered in simple yes or no, these are the steps you follow to change it into an assertive sentence. So this is the process of changing interrogative sentences into indirect speech, interrogative sentence of a reported speech into indirect speech when these questions cannot be answered in simple yes or no. The very first thing, you remove the quotation marks and the comma. We just saw that. we put the question word WH family word before the subject, which is already there. It is already there, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to keep it intact. The third thing, you have to place the subject before the verb. You have to do it because we have to change the question into an assertive sentence. So the subject has to come before the verb, right? And after the subject comes the verb, then you replace the question mark with a period. We saw that. And the verb of the reporting speech, that is your words, has to be ask or inquire. If that is not the case, change it into ask or inquire. Example, my uncle said to me, what are you studying? My uncle asked me. Why are we changing it to ask or inquire? Because we are asking a question. See, this is not a question. So how do we know this entire statement is a question? The reporting verb makes us understand that this is a question, right? So the reporting verb has to be ask or inquire. My uncle said to me, my uncle asked me, what are you studying? What remains what? Do not change it. You, who is you? That is me. I, subject, what I was studying. And we remove the question mark. We replace it with a period, right? The comma is gone, the quotation marks are gone. What is intact? We change the subject, we change the verb, right? And everything, it's just the same. Simple. Now, when the interrogative sentence can be answered in simple yes or no, what do we do? What is the process? The process is simply the same. All that we do is we replace the helping verb with if or whether. Everything is just the same. Everything is just the same. Look at this example. She asked me, do you still love me? She asked me. Ask is already there. We don't have to touch it. Keep it intact. She asked me if I still loved her. Do, helping verb. If or whether. She asked me if I still loved her or whether I still loved her. This is a question that can be answered in simple yes or no. Do you still love me? Yes, I do. No, I don't. You can simply say yes or no. And that is why we're changing do, the helping verb, into if or whether. Simple. We'll take more examples and understand this, right? Example number 1. He said, what can I do for you? Not a question that you can answer in simple yes or no. Second, I asked her, will you go out with me? Will you go out with me? That's a question you can answer in simple yes or no. The police asked, what were you doing when the incident happened? Not a question you can answer in simple yes or no. On the very first date, she asked me, have you kissed a girl? Not a question you should be asking on the very first date. Can you simply say yes or no? Yes, you can. Okay. Now let us change these sentences into indirect speech. Number 1. He said, what can I do for you? He asked, as I told you, the verb, the reporting verb has to be ask or inquired. He asked or inquired. He asked me, what can I do for you? What? He. What is the subject? He. I is referring to this pronoun he. What he could do for you. Who is you? That is me. Okay. He asked me what he, can is changed into could, do for you is me. He asked me what he could do for me. It's not a question anymore. Simple. Second example. I asked her, will you go out with me? Question, a question that can be answered in simple yes or no. I asked her if, who is you? Her, right? And the subjective case of her is she. I asked her if she would go out with me. I asked her if she, you is she, right? If she would, will is changed into would go out with me. Simple. The police asked, what were you doing when the incident happened? A question that needs to be justified. Can't be answered in simple yes or no. The police asked, what were you doing when the incident happened? The police asked, what? Who is you? That is me, right? The police asked what I were doing. Past continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense. The police asked what I had been doing when the incident happened. Past simple, past perfect. Had happened. The police asked what I had been doing when the incident had happened. Simple? Yes, it is very simple. Alright, next example. On the very first day, she asked me, have you kissed a girl? Not a question you should be asking on the very first day. Wait for some time. Anyway, she asked. On the very first day, she asked, have you kissed a girl? On the very first day, she asked me, okay, she asked me, have you kissed a girl? If this will change into if or whether, whatever you want to use, man, that's on you. If, who is you? That is me. This question has been asked to me, right? Have you, I. If I kissed, had kissed, simple past, past perfect. If I had kissed a girl, all right? She asked me if I had kissed a girl. Simple. Now, I hope you've understood this. I want you to do one thing now, guys. Okay, I want you to look at these sentences, direct speech. I want you to pause the video, try these sentences on your own, and write the answers in the comment section below. Pause the video, do it, and then we'll talk about the answers together. Alright guys, I hope you've done it. Now let us do it together. Question number 1. Max said to me, do you have any idea what you are getting into? Okay, do you have any idea what you're getting into, man? Alright. Tough, Max. Max said to me, Max asked me, okay, do you have any idea what you're getting into? Can I say yes? Yes, I do have. Can I say no? Yes, I can. So, do will change into if or whether. Max asked me if, who is you? That is me. If I have had, if I had any idea what, who is you? I was getting into. Max asked me if I had any idea what I was getting into. Guys, all the things that we changed are very simple, and that is why I asked you to watch the previous lesson. If you're not getting why and how we are changing things, please watch the first lesson. All right. Second example, my father said, are you serious about your future? Are you serious about your future? I can say yes, I can say no. So the helping verb will change into if or whether. My father asked if, who is you? This is me. My father asked if I was serious about your future. Who is your? This is my future, talking about me, right? My father asked if I was serious about my future. There is no quotation marks, no comma, no question mark, right? Everything has been changed. Next example. The teacher asked, when will you guys start listening to me? That's a very common question that all the teachers ask, right? The teacher asked, when will you guys? Can I be guys? No, I can't be guys. So that's not me. This you has a lot of people. It's referring to a lot of people, a group of people where I am included. All right. So the teacher asked when, who is you? That's we, where I am a part of the group. The teacher asked when we would start listening to him or her. So will is changed into would. All right. Everything is just the same. Listening to me. Listening to me. Who is me? The teacher. Do we know whether the teacher is a man or a woman? We do not, and that is why we're using him or her. Right? Next example, last example. She said to us, what do you think of yourselves? She said to us, what do you think of yourselves? Not a question you can answer in simple yes or no. She asked us what remains what. She asked us what do I? If it is I, how can I say yourselves? Selves, it's a plural reflexive pronoun. It includes a lot of people. So this you refers to a group of people where I am a part of the group. She said to us what we think of ourselves. She asked us what we think of ourselves. Simple. I hope you guys got this. So guys, that is about today's lesson. I hope you loved this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon. If you want to join our Facebook group, do that. Every single day we post quizzes, short videos, infographics to teach English, right? So you can join that group and learn English in that way. If you have anything to say, any question to ask, do ask that question in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I love you all.